Welcome to this special interview on Toyin Ibitoye TV. Today, I will be presenting this exclusive interview with the newly appointed Defense Minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, General Christopher Musa. A few weeks ago, I had the privilege of interviewing the newly appointed Defense Minister, General Christopher Musa. At that time, he was the Chief of Defense Staff. That interview was one of his last in that position because barely 2 days later, he was replaced and the interview had to be kept in the cooler. However, in a sudden twist of fate and good fortune, General Musa is back in an even higher and more powerful position. How quickly the tables have turned. In this interview, General Musa speaks about his sports background and how sports can help Nigeria overcome some of our present challenges. Enjoy it.
Good day, sir.
Good day.
We are here for the CDS Unity Basketball Championship for the Southwest.
Very well.
You've been doing this, from different parts of the country,
yes.
uniting us with sports.
Very well.
But before we talk about that, we want to talk very briefly about you. You are doing so much for sports.
Yeah.
What are sports impacted on your life that is making you give so much to sports?
So much. Sports has taught me so many things. Right from when I was in my primary school, I played a lot of football. Then basketball wasn't much of it. It was in my secondary school that I picked up basketball, and then we did so much. I had the opportunity of attending 2 national sports festivals, Kada 3 and Kwara 85. So, it was really so much fun. Again, it taught us a lot of life lessons. How to compete without bitterness, how to lose, how to show appreciation to people. This friendliness, brotherliness, that look, every day is not a winning thing. And those are the things that are part of life. So that's taught me a lot of, apart from, again, the physical fitness, the health status about it, and then making friends all over the country. So those are the aspects that have really played major roles in my life.
So you took part in 2 national sports festivals.
Yes.
Can you tell us the sports you took part in and the state you represented?
No, basketball, I represented Sokoto. I was born and raised in Sokoto. I had my primary school in Sokoto, secondary school. I played for Federal Government College Sokoto, and then we represented Sokoto State. And those are very, very, very fantastic moments of my life.
All right, sir. What's the idea behind basketball as a unifying tool with this CDS Unity Basketball?
Unfortunately in Nigeria, one of the issues we're having is out of lack of unity. For whatever reason, people still tend to want to hold into their own different, parks, and which is not good for the country. And I feel, apart from being that we're in the military and where we're mostly into the kinetic aspect, we feel that the non-kinetic plays a major role. If we understand ourselves, there is no need fighting. If we really know that we're all one, God has brought us to one country, a very wonderful, beautiful country, we need to unite. And if we work together as a team, there's no enemy that can defeat us, nobody can give us problem, and we'll confront all our challenges together. And so that's why it's very important.
General, sir, how are sports, how can it help to improve the effectiveness of the military?
Yeah.
In terms of, you just mentioned the mind, the kinetics.
Yeah.
How can it help us to improve the effectiveness of the military?
Yes.
In dealing with the challenges of present-day Nigeria and helping to curb criminality amongst the youth?
Every military need its personnel to be fit, and through sports that's maintained. And apart from the fitness, the health value, the psychological effects of friendship is critical, and the morale of the troops is very, very important. And so that's why we want to leverage on this aspect. Last year we had the privilege of hosting Africa. We conducted the African Military Games, where we had about over 22 African countries that came and participated, and that really bonded us so much. And I think that's why it's important that sports, we know in Nigeria, sports is one unifying factor. Whenever Nigerians are playing any events, Nigerians unite together. And we don't want it to be a one-off thing. Only when we have competition, that's when we unite. Let it be always. And that's the idea of this. So we have done this. We're looking forward to Southeast, the next aspect of it, so that we can also spread it around. We're also in Abuja. We want to, by the end of the month, here, we want to also do a football clinic for the youths. The idea is just to expose them to this. We have so many talents. And I want Nigerians to understand that it's not everybody that is gifted academically. Some, their gifts, their talent is playing sports. Different talents. Now we're very good in playing sports, in movies, in music, in arts, in so many things. So we want to give others opportunity, because there are some, the talent God has given them is sports. So which means if they don't have the opportunity, they will grow and die without having the opportunity. So if we present this, we know we have so many, at NBA now we have so many Nigerians playing basketball. Both now and those that have retired, like Akeem, the Dream, and all the other ones. So we have so many talents all over. And so the idea is to give them that opportunity to present themselves, and maybe this is their calling, and it will also give an opportunity to represent Nigeria and then themselves too.
General, in the past, the military played a key role in sports. Their officers who represent Nigeria in sports.
Yes, yes.
The first Commonwealth gold medal, for example, in long jump was on a military officer.
Yes.
But in the last couple of years, it's like the military have been preoccupied with some other areas of our national life that are not showing up. Those who go out for international competitions are winning medals.
I agree with you. Internally, we in the military, every year we do sports. We do inter-battalion, inter-formation, inter-division. We do all those sorts. But because of the security challenges that have bedeviled us, over time we have gone there. But you can see that by conducting the African military game, it shows you that we're back. We have the PT wings both for the Army, Air Force, and the Navy. We're leveraging, so we have standing teams already. So for every competition, as we speak, we send Nigerians into wrestling. They go for wrestling competitions. We still send them for boxing competition. We've entered into archery now, into that, and so many other sports we're doing together. So we want to gradually build up back to where we used to be.
You talked about so many other sports, but you've not talked about the king of sports in Nigeria.
Oh, football, yes, of course. We have football teams all over. They are doing very well, and they are good. So we want to see how we can bring them back. All of them are different divisions, build them up, and then come back.
You want to have a unified team?
Yes, competing. Yes, very well. We want them to join the division, the league, the National Football League. We want them to gradually come into that, into all our aspects too.
General, how can sports be used to improve the relationship between the military and civilians?
Yeah, in the past, sports, we used to have secondary school sports competition, primary school sports, university sports competition, and all these things. Now I can see it's coming back. We must understand that the youths are full of energy. If you don't use those energies positively, they will use it negatively. And that's what's happening. You see a lot of youth entering into so many things, Yahoo and whatever it is that is going on. Nobody's occupying them. So if we return this so that at every year the primary schools are competing, the secondary schools are competing, the universities are competing, the technical colleges are competing, and then we have the National Sports Festival, where we also developed team players for Nigeria. So all through the year, you find that the youth will be occupied, to keep them busy. So I want to really encourage state governors particularly. Each state has its own peculiarity. They should leverage on those things, the advantages. Now, yes, we have the areas, especially the southeast and the northwest, where we have people with long distance running. We're not doing that. You can see that before now, short distance races used to be the preserve of Nigeria. You can see that Kenyans have entered into short distance races and they are taking it well. And it's very important that we too have to go into long distance races so that we can also enter their full and take over from there.
Sir, the National Sports Festival, are you thinking about maybe the military having a military team to be participating?
No, of course, that's why we're forming our own teams too. Yeah, so that eventually that will be part of it. I know with the discipline we have, we know when we come with our own discipline to make a lot of difference. The last national sports in Ogun State came out very well. It was good. So we'll start as observers gradually, and then we'll build up from there.
And finally, sir, the big one, the Super Eagles are getting ready for the World Cup.
Yeah.
It's not looking very good. What word of encouragement?
I think the point is that I think we missed what we used to do before. Before we used to have a local standing team. Then when we bring the foreigners, we embed them into our team. But unfortunately, we lost that. And because we don't do youth fund anymore, we don't develop new players. So we rely on the already made one. And because they are playing for other clubs, it's business. Now they're afraid of getting scared. So that level of commitment. And the way football is so scientifically done now, you can't bring players in 2 days and expect them to be a team in modern football. It's not possible. They must train together. And that's why you see countries like Senegal, Ghana, all this, they have a system where they build up together. So when you see them play, they play like a team. We have stars, individual stars, but we don't have a team because they are not always together. When you see them play, you know that these guys don't understand themselves. So we need to really go back and retool our system, our policy, our strategy into these things. We are blessed. I know sometimes the coaches have problems choosing players because there are too many. But if we don't have a team, as individuals, we cannot sustain what we're doing. But I'm sure we'll qualify. I will keep on praying for Nigerians, and I wish them the very best.